Well, now that ambush is done, we can be on our way. Let's continue heading on towards that that objective then. Look on our way. Do I not have the objective marked? Is my active? Modular trader, your pieces, yeah. Okay. So that is active. There we go. I can vaguely hear like a... Yeah, I can hear like a radio or something. A loudspeaker. Is it this thing? Oh yeah, it is.
Unfulfilling work with no hope of advancement? Tired from fighting off your fellow workers to keep your employment? Want data-driven insight on how to excel?
Exponential increase in local population detected, and max occupancy exceeded. Non-essential persons should vacate for safety purposes.
Quite a few people
Another
waiting to get in.
refugee? All right, step forward. Just a moment. Allowing anyone into Matriarch's mercy unprocessed will upset the precarious ratio of refugees to aid. We should have an opportunity for placement in approximately 7.85 days, presuming no unforeseen alterations.
I'm not a refugee, I'm here on orders from Ruth.
Ah, I seem to recollect one matching your description set for arrival. Pardon my slowing your ingress. It has been rather hectic of late. Welcome to Matriarch's Mercy. Rule number 1, no crowding. Rule number 2, avoid the exclusion zone. Our seer has predicted non-specific imminent danger.
What's the exclusion zone?
I thought the name was self-explanatory. Our seer predicted that a corner of the encampment is in terrible danger. Danger from what? Or when? Unclear. Stay away from it, and, in all probability, you won't have to find out.
The refugee camps are supposed to be safe.
Safety and probability are incompatible. Eventually, nowhere will be safe. Including here.
Is there a third rule?
Not at present, but according to our predictions, the creation of a third rule is likely, if not inevitable.
Ah, you sure take your predictions seriously.
Our predictions spring from the universal equation, the very numbers that guide the stars. Only a fool ignores probability, and we don't suffer fools around these parts. That's enough questions. Keep the line moving. You need anything, talk to Seer Wiley. He's in the lift building, straight through the settlement.
I'm assuming
Do you believe
if I try to loot
Arcadia
anything
shall
here, it's
ever
going to be
return
seen
to
as
how it
theft,
was?
so
I wish.
just check. Yeah, it is.
The order defecting?
Okay,
There's no putting this sprat
have to
back
make
in
sure I'm
the
careful with that.
Oyster
You've
is
got a
looking
name.
pretty good
I
right
swear,
about now.
it's nigh on impossible to find decent animal remains in these parts.
Arcadia
Okay.
is doomed.
Got a name, but we can't speak to him. What about you?
Oh, try not to get too close. My sinuses are stuffed up, my ears are backed up, and my guts are gurgling up. I could burst at any moment. Every fluid from every orifice. So keep your distance.
Yeah, let me to find you some help.
Don't want it, don't need it. I've gotten sick at least a dozen times since we set up camp. Why, last week alone, I caught hack lung, sprat tongue, skinny teeth,
So
and
he's
a rare case
hypochondriac?
of mortified skull emergence. Figured I might as well get used to being sick. So I'm practicing for my next disease. It's gonna be a nasty one.
But what do you make the situation around camp?
I think it's downright awful what's happened to these fine folks. But me especially. Sickness, malnutrition, spontaneous genetic.
Okay.
You too. Trust me, you don't want to catch this. Neither do I, for that matter.
So he isn't actually sick right now. He's just practicing for whenever he does get sick. Arc Fist.
And then we solve for the... apologies. Just catching up on a research assignment between queries. Yes? Did you need something?
Yeah, what's the square root of pi?
Oh, doesn't everyone have that memorized? It's 1.772455385. Ah, I see you were making a jest and/or attempt at conversation. Anything else?
Did you normally do difficult calculations in a busy settlement?
Typically, no. And it has been somewhat challenging focusing my concentration. The abbot felt a scientician operating in a conspicuous spot in the thoroughfare might be useful, and to show how the crabble patties are made, as it were. That is, if the meat preparation involved a 90-step rate formula and a conflux of polynomial equations.
So you just mathing out here in public so people can watch it?
I am also on hand to answer queries by providing data supporting our actions. Though perhaps due to my central location, 89.74% of the time, I am simply asked for directions.
What kinds of data do you have in support of the Order's efforts here?
Given our present circumstances, most of my data revolves around existential threats vis-a-vis the displaced. According to data, life inside shows a notable uptick in key relevant quality of life factors: longevity, access to medicine, potable water. Life outside sees increased risk of starvation, inclement weather, and hostile xenofauna. Yes, indeed. Numbers are really against you out there.
Yeah, better to have shelter than get eaten.
By quite a healthy statistical margin, yes. We nurture the body while we minister to the mind. We organize, we adapt. We have diverted internal resources to better meet demand in key areas. And I'm pleased to say that's led to a statistically significant 2.7% increase in refugee satisfaction. But if my data remains unconvincing, I suggest you inquire with Provisioner Plotnik inside the lift building. Simply tell her Archivist Widmark approves brief use of her time.
All right,
Then
I'll leave
back
you
to it I shall get.
How long are we meant to
Right,
stay here?
so
That's the order. I'm not in the
Order novice.
My suit is
Assuming, yeah, we
nutritionally
can't speak to them.
calculated to sustain
You there!
all bodily
Cease
functions.
rifling in your colleagues'
But it
pockets,
could
or
use
else!
a little salt.
And you,
What's going on
no
here?
jostling!
Wait, who?
Get it.
Oh, it's Tristan.
The meaning of life is numeric, and we are the keep. Apologies, outsider. As a vicar, I am usually tasked with guiding non-order lay people, such as yourself. Lately, the abbot has tasked me with the education of the refugees in our care. You are, of course, free to stay to be enlightened by my lecture, but I don't need an abacus to predict your path lies elsewhere.
I was curious about the refugees.
Well, if it's in the displaced's best interests, I imagine I can find a moment.
You seem fairly in the know. What's the situation here?
Yes, I reckon I do have my ear to the grimy dirt floor of Matriarch's Mercy. I hear what common lay people are saying, and the wide array of bodily noises they make. Suppose I, more than any other member of the Order here, connect with non-scienticians. I've begun daily lectures, including practical advice on efficiently planning their days. I frequently launch into extended orations on everyone's favorite topic, math, and meticulously expatiate on our sex origins in the most rigorously pedantic detail.
You haven't actually told me anything, though.
Oh, dear. I got ahead of myself, didn't I? That's an occupational hazard around here. As I'm sure you've read in recent dissertations doing the rounds, education has proven to have a 13.7% increase in overall quality of life. I am single-handedly making a difference here, with constructive pointers on efficient scheduling, lessons on order history, plus some mathematics for a little added razzle-dazzle.
And do you think people are listening?
Never as many as I would like, perhaps, but my little congregation grows by the hour. Eventually, my unsophisticated layperson friend, the knowledge just seeps right in. Give it a few years and they'll even be asking questions.
Few years, eh? It's quite a long time just filling the wait. Wait, so where is the objective we're meant to get? Oh, it's just somewhere in here.
Broke my nose last scrap.
Budge and Mapper.
I banged him up real good for you, didn't I? I won, you won, right? Matters settled.
The void you did. Barely connected. You're thinking of 2-3 scraps ago. You've been mostly unconscious a while now.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You ought to talk to Boss Tilda. She's the brains in this... What does she call it? Oh, yeah. Quasi-illicit shenanigan.
Doesn't like to look at us when we're all banged up. Said my face turned her off Borst loaf.
Anyhow, head down the hill along the fence. Tell her Mapother and Mudge sent you.
Yeah, we'll go down there after. It's actually quite difficult to do this little area in like a decent order, so you're not kind of backtracking on yourself. Like there's just a lot of backtracking.
How long are we?
So he was the sick guy,
What's the order? I'm not in the prediction business.
or at least he was the guy who's pretending to be sick. Order. We don't need to speak to him. What's that building? Something tells me that building's going to be the place that we'll want to go at the end.
Have you come to bask in the Order's knowledge?
You see a large pile of seemingly unrelated debris. What this once was isn't readily apparent at first glance. So I can examine the wreckage, I can recall everything I know about architecture, or I can search for something shiny, which we can't do because we don't have bronze. So let's go with recall everything we know. You determined this was an improvised structure, possibly multi-story, before its collapse. Internal load-bearing elements clearly proved insufficient. Examining. Okay, back to this thing that we had before. And yeah, it just keeps saying the same thing. So unless we have observation and brawny, we can't do anything with it.
I seen the whole thing.
A gentle reminder to all non-order residents of Matriarch's Mercy. Exclusion zone entry is respectfully discouraged. On advisement of the abbot, under good authority from the seer.
That's what she has to say.
Watch yourself if you intend to nose around that collapsed ramshackle. I swear, refugee settlements aren't what they used to be.
It used to be more than debris.
Yes, technically a hut is meant to be only one story. Because when you stack them, they tend to fall over. Happens a lot. People here need more room to breathe. Can't build in the walkways, can't set up in the exclusion zone. So they build up. Best they can, at least. Don't have proper building material or nothing. They just make do. After a while, the stacked up little huts they jury-rigged come tumbling down.
So a bunch of displaced could have been hurt doing this.
Oh, you put that together, did you? Here, I thought I was being subtle. Yeah, people keep at it. What else choice they have? Order won't listen. Maybe if we interspersed our requests with numbers, they'd pay attention. Seems like all they care about sometimes.
The Order is doing the best they
They're
can.
doing something, which is better than nothing, but not by much.
See if there's any bounties. Look up local bounties. We got 2. So Jane Dunsany for the crimes of repeated and indiscriminate slaughter of Order personnel. Unlike her brothers, Jane Dunsany appears to bear some prestige of duty from her prior life in the Protectorate. Unfortunately, this is manifested in a hatred for the Order. She seems to believe that the Protectorate has treated us too gently, and that we must all be executed as traitors. She has already made good on this belief in the dozens. They reside in the Scrapper's Den. Then Morton and Edward for theft, malfeasance, and general wreaking of havoc. Belong to many Protectorate subjects abandoned by their local leaders. However, rather than turning to us for aid, the duo instead partook in petty banditry. They've since acquired many fellow ne'er-do-wells and have swiftly become a problem too troublesome to ignore. The brothers reside within the abandoned Guardian estates in the southwest region of Golden Ridge. Note that due to catastrophic damage to our channel infrastructure, the mountain on which the estates reside must be ascended. Reaching the scavengers' lines may be difficult, but those who succeed shall be amply rewarded. Okay, so we got two sets of bounties we can look for there. I think before we go in here, because I think this is going to be where the person is, we're going to have a quick look up around the sides here.
Another refugee camp? Another colony?
I predict with an
See somebody with a name there?
We're not going anywhere. That our situation
Not on the basis of some half-baked prediction. This so-called exclusion zone is where we stake our claim. Stand with me and
Except for the fact that you ain't yelling and trying to eat me. I'd have pegged you as some sort of prosperous scrapper by the rough look you got about you. You do got a certain feral look in your eye, though. Okay. I give up. Tell me.
I prefer to think of myself as a free agent.
Cheers to that, friend. When war looms its ugly head, adaptation is key. May Huffstutler, formerly Auntie's Choice, Department of Invasive Marketing. Now, the voice of the displaced. That's what those in the Order call me, leastways. An unofficial sobriquet, likely meant as a petulant slight. On account I object. Louder. More often than the rest. Those of us ended up here have very little except needs. I turn those into demands for reasons of clarity and import.
Helpful troublemakers and noble calling.
Though, admittedly, it's a difficult way to make friends. The Order's not exactly fond of me. Rabble-rousing doesn't align with their vision of a perfect universe. Happy as I am to make your acquaintance, I'm busy staking our claim over the exclusion zone, so if you'll excuse me.
What was that you mentioned about the exclusion zone?
The exclusion zone. The Order has decided to keep us out thanks to some nebulous prediction of disaster. Screw their predictions. We have people, displaced by war and disaster, in sore need of space. There's plenty of room to house them.
I'm sure the Order has your safety in mind.
This camp keeps us safe from the war. And now the Order wants to keep us safe from the camp? Where are we supposed to go? I honestly don't give the slightest whit about the Order's idea of math or whatever calculation tells them that a catastrophe may or may not occur. I couldn't get anywhere with Administrant Agarwal, but you, maybe you'll have better luck.
What makes you think they'll listen to me?
Even the Order, for all of their logical ways, value an outside perspective. And because I've run out of options.
Let's give it a
Thanks,
try.
stranger. Maybe fate's on our side for a change. You can find Agarwal in the lift building, probably formulating another equation to get on my nerves.
So is this the exclusion zone that they told me to stay out of? Seemed that bad.
Greetings. What can I help you with? Let me guess. One of your co-occupants is always hanging up his or her britches in your corner of the yurt. Am I right? Or you're dealing with more of a stay off my palate or that's my air you're breathing sort of thing. Pray elucidate the exact nature of your tiff of contention.
Up through a mud semi.
Oh, really? Like they strung a few words together in a row and it all made sense? That's a marked improvement on earlier. Guessing they left out a bunch, though. Here in Matriarch's Mercy, if you're not a member of the Order, you're probably living close to somebody else. In some cases, sleeping on top of them. Sort of thing tends to cause friction between neighbors. Would lead to fights, but nobody here wants trouble with the Order. So they hire our hooligans to battle by proxy.
So they fight using stand-ins? What does that solve?
Half the time, people shy away at the first sight of blood. The other, that's what they're there for. We say whoever wins the fight wins the argument. But frankly, it's never anything of consequence, like, okay, hurrah! This guy gets back his mangy button. Now, how can I help you exactly?
Just came to ask a question, but you answered it.
Ugh, a tourist. Well, clear out then, huh? Can't have you scaring off real customers. I got a bunch of yeggs, 2 pugilized pugilists, and a cicanid to feed.
So we can't
Don't make
do
me call
anything with her?
Mapother and Mudge over. They don't like no fighting for free.
I also don't think Mapother and Mudge are going to be able to do too much with me anyway. Sub Rose is here.
You got business? No? Move on.
I hoped one of your friends said I would find more friends.
You the fixer lent your aid to Agent Galloway? Don't suppose you got that crawling hibiscus she promised to sneak me, huh? Forget it. You can come in. Hello, hello. You're the one that aided us in availing Sub Rosa of a rather large shipment of Spectrum vodka, yes? Agent Galloway is slightly less trustful than most feral canids, so winning her over speaks volumes of your character. Consequently, I'm pleased to present you purchase access to my fine wares. It's fortunate you're no stranger to contraband.
If they're so good, why are you operating out of a refugee camp?
It's superb cover and a consistent market. Refugees are in need of all sorts of supplies that the Order cannot provide, and Sub Rosa delivers at only a reasonable markup. Myself, I enjoy the thrills of the environ. Will the Order attempt to drive me out? Will Matriarch's mercy be shelled? Shall I run out of new cereals? Oh, thrilling!
Yeah, you got some guts.
Why, I thank you. Takes a unique sort to appreciate the finer points of illegal smuggling.
Where does Sub Rosa stand on the war?
We stand that we'd like to make a good ton of bits on the war, and maybe expand our reach in the process. Beyond that, I'm not supposed to comment. But Sub Rosa consists primarily of ex-Anti's Choice and ex-Protectorate personnel. We've still got folks we care about out there. Complicates some of our feelings on the fighting.
See what they have to sell.
Feast thine eyes on the merchandise.
Since incoming damage may change defense mode. So light damage dealing less than 10% of max health enables plus 10% damage resistance mode. Then heavy damage, which is anything exceeding 10% of max health, enables 30% evasion chance mode. And it starts with 7 armor already. Oh, I got like barely any money. 3% of incoming damage is automatically converted into energy. That's pretty. But first we need to buy these. Do we have enough left to bat? We do. We buy it. We are buying it. Can we sell anything? We want to keep the Sub Rosa armor, but it's not. This was it. But it's not. It's not unique or anything. Okay, I really need to make some money. Oh yeah, and I think I'm also going to... It's going to equip that armor now. Terrible. No, it'll help me stay alive. That's what matters.
This is truly a misbegotten settlement if criminals are allowed to operate openly within it. Architect's mercy.
I didn't the
Look, your
big
nose was
building
just
then, I
a
guess.
stand-in for Duarte's nose.
Don't feel like no stand-in.
Every scientician yearns to visit the archive on Cloister. One day,
Oh,
it will
a visitor.
process all.
Hello. You weren't mentioned in my latest personalized order projection. I mean, prediction. Granted, I mostly skim the parts what don't cover probabilistic dangers, so perhaps you were alluded to in some, you know, roundabout fashion. Suppose that means you're not a threat. So that's good, right? Yeah, I reckon that's good.
A personalized order prediction is some kind of personalized order prediction, I guess.
First time I got a POP, it was on a lark.
What sort of
It said,
option is that?
Rollo Nast, our seer has predicted you must wear a helmet today. I borrowed one. As a laugh, everybody ribbed me about it. Just after lunch, wind picked up on the cliff above and dropped a mock apple 152 meters straight down onto my head. Fortunately, I still had that brain case on.
How accurate would you say the order's predictions are?
I mean, if you want an exact estimate or percentage, talk to them. As for me, I just got that, what do you call it? Anecdotal feedback. A few times, I couldn't make heads or tail of half of it. Like, avoid anything representing whole numbers. I didn't know what to do about that. So I just stayed put. End of the day, I'm still here, and my co-occupant Ike isn't. So, I guess them prognostications work well enough.
So you'd say that they've helped you?
You did catch the part I said they saved my life, right? I think alive is a notable improvement on dead. That's something you can take to the bank, you know? Figuratively speaking. I don't know why the other displaced have been so slow to take to them. But I'm not complaining too loud. Waited for my latest POPs long enough already.
Sometimes I find the way the conversations go to be very strange. Oh, hell yeah. You're kind of in the middle of talking to somebody, and then it's like they just decide the conversation's over. So it stops. Which is probably, you know, that's maybe how it can be in these sort of situations, but it's just a little bit different from what I'm used to in other games.
1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81% occupied, coordinating provisions and supplies for the displaced.
Archivist Vidmark suggested I speak to you about work.
Well, if the archivist said so, I suppose I can factor out a moment. As the assigned provisioner, I am responsible for coordinating the requisition and distribution of comestibles, medicinals, and miscellaneous vital supplies. The overwhelming majority of my time is dedicated to this, leaving only moments to see to the Order's needs in the settlement. But it is an effort I undertake with great relish. You may not have noticed, but the refugees do not want for food or medicine.
I bet you're more stressed than you let on, though.
The Order of the Ascendant is dedicated to the ascension of humanity. Our ultimate goal may not be reached in our lifetime. If I can help others in need today, I shall do so to the utmost extent of my abilities and resources.
Not sure the displaced have realized everything you've been doing.
With the great disruption that has occurred to their lives, one could hardly blame them. That they are fed and remain healthy is sufficient for me. Appreciate you respecting my time.
Okay.